Right, welcome to good evening here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Yeah, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, your best channel on YouTube for football analysis, on the field, off the field, post match analysis. I'm here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who have been constant supporters of Sir Brand or YouTube. I say, Nyami Shamo, thank you very much for the constant support, the constant guide that you've been giving us. I want to say a very, very big thank you to you. To all of you here on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Again, if you are new to the channel, then of course I need to entreat you that you should subscribe to the channel. It's going to be the best thing that you will do. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, in the notification turn, and do choose all. Just so anytime that there's content over here, you are first to have it here on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Again, to all of you, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for the support and the help, the feedback, and everything. I want to say a big thank you to you. We keep on growing, and I'm very, very grateful. See, let's just get straight into it. If you're an investor, the code for today's games are also ready in the description of the video. The codes are ready in the description of the video. So go and pick up the codes and give yourself a chance at winning something. Go down there, pick up the codes, and give yourself a chance at winning something on Betway, so that everything is going to be a very, very good one for you. Let me say a good morning, good evening, actually, to my man, Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Now, Yesumo is an excellent shop in terms of spare parts. When you want every spare parts for every car, like your Range Rover, your Hyundai, everything that you need, contact Yesumo, and then he'll get a job done for you. When you want your bonnet, your bumper, your fender, your side mirror, your ambience lights, your airbags, everything, Yesumo will do that job for you. He gets it done easily for you. If you are in Accra and you can take the car to his shop, it's at Abosokai post office. If you can walk to the shop, it's at Abosokai post office. Once you get to Abosokai, just ask for the post office and you find Yesumo over there. Again, if you are not close to Abosokai, say you are at Makati Hill, you are at Tantra, you are at Dodua, you are at Oyibi, you are at Madina, you are at Ebri, you are very far from Abosokai, and you want to make sure that you still get the best in terms of spare parts, then you just have to contact my man Yesumo on his contact, and he's going to take very, very good care. He has the best delivery service in terms of spare parts in Accra. Immediately you call him, the riders are going to be on their way quickly. They'll bring you your stuff wherever you are in Accra. If you're outside of Accra, it's also same. He will send the stuff to you very well. Outside of Ghana, again, he does same over there. So call Yesumo on 059 313 8221. If you want jerseys, Diego Jerseys is your man. Call Diego Jerseys quickly right now at Tunsu High School Junction. Call him 054 6279 512. Diego Jersey is your man. I have some two more that I add later on. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Let's get straight into it. See, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is going to Bordeaux in France. In fact, there is a specialist back surgeon in France who is going to be in charge of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen's surgery for him at Barcelona. Now, the thing is that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is going there to do the surgery tomorrow. Sad thing, Ter Stegen is going to Bordeaux without any of the members of Barcelona's medical team with him. You know, the Barcelona team in itself is not in Barcelona. They've traveled to go to Asia for their Asian tour. And Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has to do the back surgery. It's something that the club has implored on him that, Charlie, back surgery, if you don't do it, then you are going to put us under pressure. When we need you, you will not be at your best. You will be inconsistent. We need it to be durable. We need it to be giving it to us consistently because it's a high-paying environment. It's high-performance sports environment. We need it to be up there, consistently giving us everything that you have to give us. So make sure that you go back there and then you do the surgery. I mean, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, you remember a couple of days ago, came onto Twitter and he did mention that, Charlie, he is going to go on to do the surgery, but the surgery will only take him out for just 3 months. After the 3 months, he will come back and he will compete for his place at Football Club de Barcelona. A lot of Barca fans, and rightly so, are not happy with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen because, I mean, he is not a doctor. He is not a specialist in back surgery. So how does he just come out and say that he is going to be back in 3 months. But if you look at the write-up that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen put out, he did mention that upon consultation with the specialists and the experts in the industry, he feels that in 3 months he's going to be back. He wants to compete. See, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen doesn't want to leave that number one spot for Juan Garcia. They know certainly that once the surgery is done, he can't play, and that they have to put in somebody, and they are going to bring in Juan Garcia to come and do that job over there for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. But he doesn't want to make it easy for Juan Garcia. For a lot of the people who have watched Juan Garcia, they say that Charlie immediately Juan Garcia just pull him, they get ding. Say Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, just our position, and they finish. It's going to be difficult for him to take away that position from Juan Garcia. So we are very much interested. We are keeping our fingers crossed to see how this Marc-Andre Ter Stegen story unfolds, to see how Ter Stegen himself is going to, go around the situation, manage the situation. I mean, he got to the Barcelona airport and sport newspapers for Central Phone, and they were there. They were there waiting for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Charlie, journalists and concerned gossiping. Omako could do airports one even before Marc-Andre Ter Stegen came. I don't know who leaked the flight details of Ter Stegen to them, but he was there. They were there. They went there and they told Marc-Andre Ter Stegen that Charlie, we have heard that you are going there. I mean, how does your back feel? Ter Stegen told them that Charlie, now somebody that had to do surgery for my back there. It means that definitely there's a problem. Or then he says, yeah, it means that there's a problem. They asked him what's his relationship with the club and the club's management. Like said, oh Charlie, my relationship with the club, it's okay. We are going to do the surgery in Bordeaux tomorrow. Apparently, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is not going with any entourage from Barca's medical service. He's not going to go with any of them. He's going alone with his new fiancée, and of course, he's going to do a surgery. Once he's done with the surgery, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is going to be the new goalkeeper for football club. Going to go on and do that surgery for Barcelona, and obviously he's going to be an important player for Barcelona. We're going to see how that surgery conversation is going to look like for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and the likes. We'll see how all of those things are going to pan out from there for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and how things are going to pan out from there. See, I've heard a lot of news in the last few hours, days. See, first of all, consider that João Hato is a Chelsea player if you're a Chelsea fan. Yeah, just consider it done. João Hato is a Chelsea player. He's going to be a Chelsea player by the end of this transfer window. Don't stress it. Don't think too much about it. He's going to be a Chelsea player. Some of the closest people to Ajax Amsterdam that I know, that I have spoken to, have given me this 100% assurance that João Hato is a Chelsea player. They have mentioned and said, Charlie, the boy that you people have gotten him, you people should take good care of him. Chelsea's plan is that João Hato becomes one of the best left backs in the near future. In fact, I mentioned today that the people who know João have said that in the next 2 to 3 years, he should be one of the best left backs in the world. The people also say that this morning, I heard that people were saying that, because Chelsea are going for João Hato, Al Nassr say that they want Marco Correa and they're like, see, Chelsea have made it clear. And I like the fact that before I even came to do this video, Matt Law came on and also affirmed that stance from Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have said, and they will say it again, that Marco Correa is not for sale. Marco Correa, he is not for sale. Whatever the amount he brings to Chelsea, he's part of the untouchables. Chelsea has about 6 untouchables in the club. And one of them is Marco Correa. I think there's Cole Palmer, there's Enzo Fernandez, there's Moises Caicedo, there's Marco Correa, there's Levi Cole, and there's one more player. There's one more player who is in the Chelsea team who is part of the untouchables. I mean, 6 solid players who are seen as untouchables. These players, even if you bring 1 billion, they will sell them to you because they have long-term contracts. They are good. They're playing very well. They will sell them to you. And one of them is Marco Correa. Chelsea don't have any plans whatsoever. Reece James is the 6th player in terms of the players that are untouchable at Chelsea. Marco Correa is a player who is untouchable at Chelsea, and they will sell him. So if you've heard any story about Al Nassr coming in for Marco Correa and they're going to bring in 70 million, all of those things, they are not true. They will not happen. See, the story of Gianluigi Donnarumma to Chelsea, I don't want to say that it won't happen. I don't want to say that it's not possible. I don't want to use words that makes it look like I am 100% certain that something will not happen. But I think it's not likely. I think that Gianluigi Donnarumma is not the player that Enzo Maresca wants. Now, let me tell you something. Before Chelsea went to play in the Club World Cup, what Paris Saint-Germain does is that even under Luis Enrique, he doesn't really value Gianluigi Donnarumma. And obviously, that's the reason why he has gone in for Lucas Chevalier. Why? Not because of short stopping. Put this in your mind. Gianluigi Donnarumma is an excellent shot stopper. He is not a better ball playing goalkeeper even than Robert Sanchez. I'm telling you today. I mean, some of these things, because Robert Sanchez's mistakes are widely documented, it's difficult for people to make such claims. I will make it. When people are scared to make it, I will make it. Gianluigi Donnarumma is not a better shot stopper than Robert Sanchez. He is not a better ball playing goalkeeper than Robert Sanchez. And one of the reasons why Paris Saint-Germain want to move on from him, have you asked yourself why Paris Saint-Germain want to move on from him? It is because at Paris Saint-Germain, when you look at how the team builds up, the team don't build up with a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is not part of the build-up. That is why Vitinha constantly drops in between the two centre-backs or outside of the centre-back, makes Marquinhos the CCB, and then Pacho goes to the right centre-back, and they build up like that. Because they know that they have a goalkeeper who is not the best in terms of build-up. They know that they have a goalkeeper who is not the most comfortable on the ball. And that is Chelsea's biggest problem with Robert Sanchez. So why would Chelsea go on there, go and get a goalkeeper who already has issues with the short stopping thing that we keep on talking about? On the short stopping, and Shen get the best. Not short stopping, sorry. The ball playing is essentially not the best that you get on the market. You don't get the best ball playing ability from Gianluigi Donnarumma. You don't get him playing excellently from the back and the stuff like that. It's one of the reasons why, if you go back and watch the Club World Cup, Chelsea aggressively pressed Gianluigi Donnarumma from build-up. They didn't want him to comfortably give the ball to Vitinha to start the game from the back. No. They wanted to aggressively press. They wanted to make a statement. And he is not a goalkeeper that you are comfortable when you want to play a heavy possession dominant style of play. So, I mean, it's unlikely that Chelsea go in and buy Gianluigi Donnarumma. It is different from Mike Maignan. Mike Maignan essentially was coming to Chelsea because he's good with his feet. He can go long, he can go short. And that's why I said that most likely Gianluigi Donnarumma can go to AC Milan next season. And then that frees up Mike Maignan to come to Chelsea. But Gianluigi Donnarumma himself doesn't look like a player that's going to end up at Chelsea. He doesn't look like a player that becomes a Chelsea player next season. It doesn't look like it will happen. Again, I mean, people have also mentioned this. He's on about a £200,000 a week wage, somewhere around 12 million yearly for Gianluigi Donnarumma. That is something that Chelsea are not paying for Gianluigi Donnarumma. Chelsea are not paying a 12 million euro salary annually for Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's not something that they do. Again, always have at the back of your mind when you are discussing Chelsea's goalkeeping conversation that for them, the future number one for them to be Chelsea's number one goalkeeper is Mike Penders, who now has gone on loan to Strasbourg. I think today, Mike Penders is going to start his time at Strasbourg with a team at Austria. Liam Rossellini has spoken about him. Everybody has mentioned that one of the best and almost perfect all-round goalkeepers in the job is Mike Penders. When you want Mike Penders to do the job of build-up, he's solid. When you want Mike Penders to do a very good cross-claiming of his height and stuff like that, he's there. When you want Mike Penders to do an excellent job in terms of his saves and stuff like that, he's there. So he is an all-round player. He is a player that you know that you get everything solid. Mike Penders, he cuts. He checks all of the boxes for a top-level goalkeeper. And Chelsea have said that, Charlie, why would we have such a goalkeeper who is young, who has gone on loan to Strasbourg? Every decision they make now for whoever becomes the number one goalkeeper should not block the progress of Mike Penders. So it's unlikely that Gianluigi Donnarumma. I know that, see, for Chelsea fans love their shiny toys. I mean, somebody's coming and said, Gianluigi Donnarumma, he's a solid goalkeeper. Take your time. Go and look at the data. Look at Gianluigi Donnarumma. He's a good shot stopper. Very, very good shot stopper. There's the same Gianluigi Donnarumma. Go and watch Paris Saint-Germain versus Girona. First match day, Champions League. First pool. So, I mean, if you take your time, forget about the name, forget that he's big, he's bulky, he's an Italian national team goalkeeper, he is Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper. Ask yourself what Luis Enrique, who is ball dominant with his build-up, who is much more interested with his goalkeepers being part of build-up, is not intrigued by Gianluigi Donnarumma, and has constantly mentioned and given indications that he probably wants to move on Gianluigi Donnarumma. So why is that Chelsea fans are so eager? Gianluigi Donnarumma, Chelsea should buy him. Chelsea was not going to buy Gianluigi Donnarumma. For all of these reasons that I've given to you, he will block the growth of Mike Penders when he has to come. One of the things Chelsea wants to do is that they will buy a goalkeeper. That's again, Mike Mignon is a perfect fit for them, even for age. If Mike Mignon becomes Chelsea number one, he's 30 plus. Let's say he has 2-3 years tops. And that will give time for Mike Penders to grow as a goalkeeper, like what Chelsea did to Thibaut Courtois when he was at Atletico de Madrid and he came back. But they want to make sure that every summer, Mike Penders comes to join the team, then he gets himself acclimatized with how Chelsea does their things. It's very, very important how Chelsea want to do these things. It's very, very important how they want to manage the goalkeeper situation. If Chelsea will not get Mike Mignon, they will not go in there and throw away money on Gianluigi Donnarumma. Even for Mike Mignon, paying 20 million, they said they won't do. How much more Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is old enough and is almost surplus the requirements at Paris Saint-Germain because they are getting Lucas Chevalier. They will not do. Why didn't Chelsea go and get Lucas Chevalier? Why did Chelsea let Georgi Petrovic go? How great is Gianluigi Donnarumma better than him? I mean, you will see a lot of accounts who come and tell you that Chelsea want Gianluigi Donnarumma. It is not true. Trust me. Matt Law has come to debunk it. I am telling you. I mean, Matt Law has bought the news, but I'm doing the analysis for you. I'm analyzing the situation. I'm telling you, it's not possible. Chelsea aren't going to do a deal for Gianluigi Donnarumma. See, the first official opening bid for Xavi Simons is going to go very, very soon. Thinking about, just a matter of a couple of hours today, Chelsea will send the official opening bid for Xavi Simons. And because, Chelsea wanted to give RB Leipzig a lot of time to try and convince Kani Chukwuemeka, because for them, Kani Chukwuemeka is going to be an important part of the deal for them to get Xavi Simons. I've mentioned the importance of Xavi Simons to this Chelsea team, how important he is as a player that was linked to Chelsea by the time he was 12 years of age, what he brought to the Chelsea team, how important Xavi Simons is going to be on the ball, off the ball for Chelsea and stuff like that. I think that Xavi Simons is going to be world class when it comes to Chelsea. Chelsea wants him. They've spoken to Javi's entourage. Ali Barat is doing the deal largely. He's doing the intermediary work almost brilliantly well. Chelsea are very, very excited about him. They know that Xavi Simons is going to be their player. It's just a matter of time for Xavi Simons to become a Chelsea player. I mean, very, very soon, Xavi Simons is going to come in and going to be a Chelsea player. And of course, they are going to have their man for everything to be solid in that regard, for them to have their man to come in and play some good football in that regard. Of course, Arsenal today had Noni Madueke as part of the team that's joining them in their preseason conversation. They have their man, Noni, my man, Noni Madueke. We'll see how Arsenal and Noni Madueke will fare from everything that's going on from there. We'll talk about how Chelsea want to make some more sales. Renato Vega has possibly has to leave. Man City bringing in James Trafford to come and do the job. I've also heard a story of Aaron Ramsdale going to join Newcastle United as part of their backup goalkeepers. Aaron Ramsdale, very, very important player to go to Newcastle United. What I heard in the last few hours that I was a little bit shocked was that Malik Fofana has turned down Everton. He has told Everton that Charlie, he's not really intrigued about joining them to become an Everton player next season. So Everton are still going to hold on to Eleman Ndiaye as one of the attackers, their main attacker next season, so that they see how things are going to go on from there. It's very likely that Gianluigi Donnarumma is going to go to Galatasaray and not Chelsea. Most likely he goes to Galatasaray. After Al Nassr have done a deal for Joao Felix, we are hoping that they can also do a deal for Axel Disasi, who can also be one of those players that will go out of Chelsea this summer. Raheem Sterling is part of that conversation as well, who can also leave the club this summer. I don't know if Man City are very, very interested in Rodrigo Goes. That is, if they will be able to do that possible swap between him and himself. Juventus have contacted Chelsea for Nicolas Jackson. Juventus have asked questions about him. They want Nicolas Jackson to be their next number. Now, I've said it several times. At the beginning of the last few years, when Nicolas Jackson became a Chelsea player, people were complaining. Today, Juventus are letting Dusan Vlahovic, the same Dusan Vlahovic that, I mean, Chelsea fans here, Chelsea fans like their shiny toys. So, unless they don't hear a new player's name, hey, Dusan Vlahovic. I remember that time, Dusan Vlahovic, Charlie, Dusan. Today, Dusan Vlahovic, Juve don't even want him. They want Nicolas Jackson to go and replace. To the extent that Newcastle, if they don't get Benjamin Sesko, they are thinking of Nicolas Jackson to come in and come and add to their team. Unless you are going to pay the 80 million, 90 million, Chelsea will not sell Nicolas Jackson to you. 60 million base fee, then you add your solid 20 million in terms of add-ons thereabouts before they are going to sell that boy to you. Now he has become a very, 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 very important player, very, very important player. And whatever that you do, you have to pay the money before you can get Nicolas Jackson. Ademola Lookman to Inter Milan is catching fire. It's almost done. That Inter Milan are going to get their man in Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman. We're waiting to see how Inter are going to get their man in Ademola Lookman for them to add him to the pack of the Inter attack next season under Christian Kivu. Who is the coach of the club. We'll see how Ademola Lookman is going to go there and go and do their job for them. John Arias to Wolverhampton Wanderers is already done. Hugo Ekitike and the likes have joined their Liverpool team and they want to compete and then win next season when it comes to how they want to play. Joao Hato is going to be a Chelsea player, as you've already mentioned. We'll see how things are going to pan out for them in terms of the games, the transfer matches, and everything. He wants to play for Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have a clean swoop at him. They want to make sure say they will wrap up and branch and Xavi Simons to become a Chelsea player. And then I explained the last time. Somebody asked, what's the difference? Xavi Simons, Joao Felix, what's the difference between the two players? Essentially, it's about work rate. It's about what these two players do without the ball, what these two players do in terms of their intensity, their work rate, how hard they work off the ball, how physical they can be, how combative they can be, how much duels they can win in all of these things. It's very, very important for them to win such duels. And Chelsea feel like Xavi Simons fits that profile better than Joao Felix. And they are closing in on him. They're closing in power on Ambrantia, your friend Xavi Simons over there to be the next Chelsea number 10 winning mono. So now people are beginning to talk about Chelsea, the savings that they've made, the sales that they've made, players on Maton and I mean, see, if people decide not to discuss transfers the right way, it's up to them. I remember when people were saying Chelsea has spent 1 billion. I remember sitting here and standing at the train saying like, Charlie, that figure is wrong. You don't discuss transfers like that. You don't just say Chelsea has spent 1 billion and then you go away. It's really about the net spend. It's about expenditure minus the revenue. Revenue minus expenditure. And you get a net spend. Then you know that, okay, you have such a solid base to have a conversation. But if you don't talk about the net spend, you just wake up and say, oh, Chelsea has spent 1 billion. Then it looks as if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, we'll see how those things are going to pan out from there. Chelsea seem to be in the right direction this summer. I like how Chelsea have done their business. I think it's brilliant. Once they wrap up Xavi Simons, once they wrap up Joao Hato, for me, it's top level stuff. It becomes almost a complete window for Chelsea Football Club, Charlie. Liverpool have ramped up the deal for Luis Diaz to go to Bayern Munich. But see, 75 million euros for Luis Diaz it's too much. Luis Diaz in about 100 and something games in the English Premier League has scored just around 29 goals in about 2 or 3 seasons. 29 goals. Yes, Luis Diaz is direct. Luis Diaz on the ball, so bit about center forward and all of those things. But Luis Diaz ain't ceiling raiser. He's more like a floor raiser. He's not a bad player. When he comes in, he raises the floor, he raises the level that you are on, raises. But he's not a player you buy for 75 million. Especially when you look at it in the context of Manchester United, where Marcus Rashford has scored 100 plus goals in 200 plus games in the English Premier League. And he rather has 3 years left on his contract. Luis Diaz has just 2 years left on the contract. He goes to Barcelona for a loan fee that we don't even know. He just has to cut down his salary. Luis Diaz goes for 75 million. Barca will pay 30 million after 1 year. It tells you how bad Manchester United have managed the players and how they manage the play, like the fallout. I keep on saying this. The management of the fallout at Manchester United has been so bad because 27-year-old Marcus Rashford, you don't at this point of time in his career, you don't make less than what you made from him. And United are struggling to sell, struggling. You saw Luis Diaz for 75 million. Manchester United are selling Marcus Rashford for 30 million. Oh, Charlie, Man United, they're not doing their things well. But Charlie, Bayern have their player. They have their player. They have constantly waited to get Luis Diaz in their team. They want Luis Diaz. They want more versatility up front. They want a different kind of profile. So Harry Kane, Olise, Jamal Musiala when he retains Luis Diaz, and I'm sure they want to add one or two more attackers to their team. And Bayern wants to make sure that this season in the German Bundesliga, it is not a difficult one for them. Even aside of that, in the German Bundesliga, they should be able to make sure that at the end of the day, in other games also in the UEFA Champions League and the likes, they manage to get their wins also there, go very, very far in the UEFA Champions League, something that they want to go on and then go and get a job done. So we'll see also how that is going to affect the Xavi Simons. I don't think that Bayern gets Luis Diaz ultimately change it in their favor. I think that yes, they have some time, they can go in there. But it looks as if Xavi Simons has been clear that it's Chelsea that he wants, and he doesn't want any other club again. Like he wants the Chelsea deal and doesn't want any other person. So I mean, we are expecting that Xavi Simons become a Chelsea player. I don't think Bayern can do a little bit, too much than they have done right. Max Abel will try, but I think that Xavi Simons ultimately becomes a Chelsea player by the time that the season starts, and we'll see how things are going to go in that regard. Of course, let's go to Football Club Real Madrid. See, Thibaut Courtois in one of those, I think it was Belgian Grand Prix or something, those races, car racing, and he went there. And in an interview, Thibaut Courtois has made it clear, say he wants to retire to Real Madrid. I'll say for him, the contract extension is almost done, and it's just very, very soon it's going to be announced. But I know as a player, given what he has done, how he has seen things and all of that, he wants to retire at Madrid. And I think that Thibaut Courtois can retire at Madrid. Madrid don't usually give that contract extension for that long. They don't usually let players stay on after 30 for that long. And they are giving Thibaut Courtois a long-term stay at the club. And he's a goalkeeper. Usually they say that goalkeepers gets better over time. They say that goalkeepers, they grow experience, they understand their job very well over time. So it is expected that Thibaut Courtois probably still goes on as a Real Madrid goalkeeper for a very, very long time and is going to be there. Charlie, Thibaut Courtois is getting better and better by the year, getting better and better, and experience will make him even way better. Was it Thibaut no also and what a boss for man? I mean, every time that Madrid have had one of the best Champions League runs in recent times, Thibaut Courtois has been at the helmet. So he's an important player for them. People talk about how Madrid needs a DM, tempo controller, intensity controller, and stuff like that. But really, it's also important that Madrid hold on to some of these important players like Thibaut Courtois and the likes at the back to sort of keep up the legacy. Because if Lucas Vazquez is going, if Modric is gone, and then you have Rudiger, you have Thibaut Courtois, these guys become the new faces of Real Madrid in terms of senior players who can keep the Mbappes, the Vinicius Juniors, and the likes in check, whilst the team goes on to try and get some successes in Europe and of course also domestically. Because next season, Barca will be solid. Barca will push things. Barca will make it difficult for Madrid to come in and then affect them and then push them to make. And for them to come and take the cup from them, it's going to be difficult for them. The Copa España, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish La Liga, and itself, the Champions League. Barca say that Charlie, that is where their focus is. God willing, next season. They are bringing in the young man Franco Mastantuono by the end of this month. Franco Mastantuono is going to be in Madrid. He's going to be a Madrid player. Franco Mastantuono is going to be a Madrid player. And Madrid wants to make sure that Franco Mastantuono comes in and becomes the top player. They want to make sure that these boys become some of the most important players over there for Madrid. And a young player from South America, Argentine boy, understands how he wants to play, understands the quality of play in that Madrid side. He wants to come in and get a job done for Real Madrid over there. We've also heard say still Madrid follow are asking questions about a bench friend Rodri Cascante to the extent that Madrid are willing to do a swap deal and add money. They said 40 million plus Rodrigo Goes and one other player. Bench friend Rodri Cascante from Manchester City. Hey, the way Joseph Guardiola struggle to wait for Rodri Cascante to get back into his team. No? I doubt. I doubt Joseph Guardiola is going to give Rodri Cascante to anybody. Hey, with 40 million and then Rodrigo goes. But Man City has left wing options. They have left wing options. They can have the likes of Jeremy Doku and the likes. They have Savinho who play on the right. They have left wing options. They've gotten Ryan Cherky and the likes in their team. So I don't think that they particularly lack the left wing options at all. I think that they have quality on the left wing area. So definitely they'll be able to have the players in this. Maybe they don't really need a certain Rodrigo goals, but at some point in time, Man City wanted Rodrigo goals. Pep Guardiola wanted Rodrigo goals, especially when Julian Alvarez was leaving the club. But he has now brought in Omar Mamouche. But maybe there's something that can turn the head of Joseph Guardiola and Hugo Viana to go in there and say, okay, we'll give you Rodri, give us Rodrigo, let him come in here and come and play some football for us. Not so good news on the part of Real Madrid is the fact that our branch friend William Saliba, Arsenal training tour, William Saliba has made it clear to be. He has made it clear to Arsenal fans. He has made it clear to everybody. Say the contract maybe in the pipeline. He will sign a contract extension with Arsenal Football Club and is going to be there for a long time. William Saliba said, thanks to God, hallelujah. I say, thanks to God, the contract extension in there. It's almost done and it's going to be continue to be an Arsenal player. That he loves to be an Arsenal. He wants to play Arsenal. Yeah, and I say, "Oh, baby, on Arsenal." Yeah, and I say, "Baby, free Arsenal." And I say, "Bisa." So on there, he wants to be an Arsenal player, consistently to be there, play the games, win the matches, and then be a top player. In terms of how he wants to play his game. For Real Madrid, it looks as if he's one of the prospects and more perform team centre back. And if it extends for Arsenal, yeah, then they want to be very, very expensive for Madrid over there. That's I think that Madrid really should have gone in for Mosquera. Madrid really should have gone in and then spoken about that deal for Mosquera over there. But we'll see how those things are going to go. Of course, Victor Gyökeres is finally an Arsenal player. Now, there is a video where Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard is sending a message. And Obi says, what's the one thing that he wants him to do for him? And Gyökeres on the assist or buy on assist no or give him or assist or be a man there on the assistant quantity on assistant to man on Bogus no and from Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, sure, sir. For Martin Odegaard, he would definitely wants to give him some more assist, or you want to give him some good assist bar. Right after say Liverpool finalize the deal for Brantia, your friend Luis Diaz. The next move, obviously, is going to be in there, right one. And everybody knows that Liverpool have almost done the deal for Alexander Isak. I get fast in a bumpire saying Liverpool Alexander Isak. But Charlie, they will have Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak is going to be a Liverpool player, and that is going to be a great attack to play against. I mean, a difficult attack to play against. Isak, Fran Viet, Hugo Ekitike, Mohamed Salah, Domenico Szoboszlai. I mean, these are quality. Cody Gakpo can come off the bench. Pure quality across the team at Liverpool. And of course, now they built that attack. It's solid. Eddie Howe mentioned the last time that Enyadia, Alexander Isak is going to play in, the games again. Our mobile away from home. No? I say Enyadia will ball on him. And he knows that Isak probably has played his last game for Newcastle. They are closing in on Benjamin Sesko. Hopefully, Benjamin Sesko goes to Newcastle. Then Alexander Isak can go to Liverpool also as well. I mean, it's an interesting story all around in terms of how things are panning out. Manchester United for say on the team that set it in Fiifi-Manfred and say Kobe Mainu any Manuel Ugarte na any mono and Konkoye Kunya and Boemomo any idea Dina Bruno Bona Mateno. And from moment to them, their team is going to be top. Their team will be successful. One is okay. Manchester United for next season. We'll see how it goes. Still, goalkeeper and Saints and Manchester United have not finalized a new goalkeeper yet. Maybe they are working on trying to see if they can get a new goalkeeper. But it looks as if Andre Onana is going to be the number one goalkeeper for Manchester United going forward, and not any new goalkeeper as it stands now. See, you ever heard the answer saying, "But see, just in about 2 weeks, this month ends. I think God willing on Thursday, and then 2 weeks here, the second week of August, the league starts on a bit. Oh, I say exciting. We watch football, exciting football. They are